けるのは嫌だ。大空翼に負けるのはもうたくさんだ。
Hello and welcome to Stream Team. Today we're going to talk about Natureza as part of my player series. In the player series we talk about the character itself, a little bit of his history, and what kind of cards does he have in the game, and which cards are viable, which are not, how to get those cards, and where to get them from. Also, possible limit breaks for each viable card. And today we're going to talk about Natureza. So a little bit of history of Natureza. He hates modern cities. He grew up in the Amazon and always played with nature. As he's sort of saying, he's part of nature. So he went in versus Tsuabsa after many attempts from Roberto and his brother to play against him. To play at the second half of the World Youth Championship. He came in and did some miracles out there, and hence why the latest card of him having 50% super sub in the second half. Okay, so let's dive into the cards of Natureza. Okay, so off he starts with a blue card, which is the Dreamfest. That is his very first card he came in with. He came as a Dreamfest. However, a month ago, they gave him a hidden ability, which begs to say that he is the very first Dreamfest hidden ability that comes out there. So his attack is 19k, defense 18k, and physical is 18k, which is superb for a very first Dreamfest. He was actually pretty good before. And kind of is still viable in the meta. However, with the new inclusion of hidden abilities, he's even much more viable now in the meta, especially if you're having a full South American team. Okay, so he usually Natureza excels in dribbles and shots. He mainly plays as a midfielder scorer, so he supports the forward by actually getting goals. But lately, they've been giving him a forward position as well. I mean, in the manga, he did play forward and attacking midfielder, but in the latest cards that came up with Natureza, they've been giving him double positions, which is finally what he should be. Okay, so his stamina is 1.2k, which is extremely high. He can play with you the whole entire two halves, even extra halves, without even sweating a lot. He has a high and low ball good. Most Naturezas has a high and low ball good. Okay, so his team skill is needed nowadays for those who play South American. It gives them 12% for all South American players as stats, which is pretty good. His passive is insanely good versus Japanese players, which is 20% versus Japanese players. Also, he has the highest single momentum shot in the game. By single, I mean that you don't need any other players to do this skill with. I think for now the highest skill is 525 momentum, which is a Flash Raiju. We have also the ultimate skydive shoot as well. However, all these require you to have Misaki and Hyuga to be in the game. However, as a single shot, Natureza has the highest momentum of all shots, which is 510 momentum, Miracle Flying Drive shot. And here's the thing, this card came out over a year and a half ago, and he already had 510 momentum, which is insanely high. He also has a high-speed Shadow Feint dribble, which is one of the best A dribbles in the game as well, one of the best. Also, he has a backstep tackle, 300 momentum. This card is amazing. He already was amazing, and at some point everybody forgot about him because the game shifted its roots to Japanese players, and there was no much love for South American. However, South Americans now actually have really good teams, and this guy is amazing in a South American team, and he is white. His hidden ability, can block 2 skills from his can block special skill blocks 2 skills. He also gives 5% auto intercept to all your teammates, regardless of color, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of where they're from. So 5% is high. It is high. The only other people that has an auto intercept enhanced for all people are Shaw, the hidden ability, which is 3%, as well as Clairvoyant hidden ability, the green one, the Rising Sun, which is 3% as well. I think there are others. Pascal gives 20%, which is extremely high. However, Pascal, you require a full South American team to actually make it work. It only works with South American players. However, this 5% works with any type of player, which is damn good. He gives also 2% for all South American players, so he is very viable if you're playing a full South American. You need this 2%. This 2% is good, is needed. He also gets 3% stats boost during full power football, which is pretty high. And here is the best, and I mean the best for me. Personally, it is the best hidden ability, which is Recover. Decrease stun time by 80%. Pretty much, once you get by him, he's gonna stand up again and just match up with you again, and he's gonna be annoying as hell. So I love the Recover, and I think it is the best hidden ability in the whole game so far. This character is insane. It's really good. And from my opinion, he is the second best card for Natureza. However, some people always ask me if they should play this Natureza or the Dream Collection one, and I'm gonna answer that at the end of the video when I talk about the Dream Collection one. Okay, so second card we have here is the Sea Feint. It's a Nutmeg Feint, 200 momentum. It's actually a pretty good secondary skill. Because C skills usually are 160 or 150 momentum. However, this guy has 200 momentum for the C40, which is pretty good, to be honest, for a C skill. Also, you can get this guy at the events. It comes around, so just check your events and then you can find it. So the next one is the Blue Natureza, the Dream Duo Extreme. So he came first as part of an event. And it had two different colors, the green and blue. So blue only has Dream Extreme, while the green one has Dream Duo Extreme, Flying Drive Shot, and Backstep Tackle, which are really good to take away and give it to any other players. So I mean, to give it to other Natureza. So this card is okay. It's not actually okay. You just take him so I can give the Dream Duo to other Naturezas. His Dream Duo Extreme is really great, 370 momentum, and for now, in the past 2 months, they've given us this card twice to buy from the shops. So pretty much everyone who has a Natureza has a Dream Duo Extreme. By the way, it requires Tsuabsa to be in your team, so yeah, good luck finding a South American team with a Tsuabsa, unless you have Super Solidarity. So the next, which is the Green Lightning Intercept. This card is okay. It's not that great. However, I mean, if you don't have any other Naturezas, he can do good in the game as well. He can for his limit break, I'd suggest a shot 25, power 25, technique 25, and intercept 25. I think this is viable. That's only because his main ability is interception. Also, he has an auto intercept 50%, so you need to get his intercept high enough to always get those passes and 1-2s. And also, he has one of the highest interceptions in the game as a momentum, 455. I'm not sure if it's the highest or the second highest, but I think it's one of the highest. I think it's in the top 5. Easily top 5 interceptions in the game as a momentum wise. High speed shadow feint, which is good from the Dream Fest, and a flying drive shot also from the other green card of him. This card is good. It's okay. It's not that great. I mean, you don't go after it. However, if you're playing a defensive Natureza in any other cards, which I don't recommend, it's good to give him this lightning interception. It's an okay card. Wait, before we continue, I forgot to limit break this guy. So this guy can have two limit breaks. You can give him either a 25 shot, 25 power, 22 dribble, 22 pass, 3 speed, 3 technique, or you can go the solid 25 shot, dribble, speed, power. It all depends on what kind of skills you're gonna give him. If you're gonna give him a Dream Duo Extreme or gonna give him a pass, I suggest limit breaking the pass as well, which is 25, 25, 22, 22, 3, 3. That remember guys, whenever you try to limit break any player, always limit break him with his main skill and his secondary skills as well as the passive. Make sure that all these three can match up to you be utilized with the stats that you're gonna limit break him with. Okay, so the other card is the back heel pass, which you can get from the event as well. It's a good pass, 210, B60, easy to get, easy to farm. It's good to give it to other Natureza cards if you have empty spaces, and he's good at passing as well. The other card, the next card is the red one, which came out last year from the Brazilian World Cup banner. This is a pretty good card. Attack 19k, defense 14k, physical 16k. He excels in shot, dribble, and passes. His power is also high, so I suggest him breaking him same as the Dreamfest. 25 shot, 25 power, 22 dribble, 22 pass, 3 speed, 3 technique. Again, only if you're gonna give him skills that actually can be utilized by dribble and pass and shot. So he has his team skill is pretty unique because it gives you 15% toughness South American and 10% to other toughness players. Usually when you have a 15% to like for example a 15% for Japanese and other, for example, a blue Japanese 15%. So other blues will have 5%. For example, let's have another example. 15% to red Euros. So the other toughness will have 5%. But this card gives 10%, which is insanely good. So we can actually have other red members within these team skills. Of course, if you have them 45%, which I don't think you can actually make it 45. I don't know, you can make it 45 toughness South American. However, I'm not sure if the toughness part always have other 10%. I'm not sure. Need to get back to South American players and see which have those team skills. But anyway, this team skill is a double S for me. It's a really good team skill, and it's good to put on. Only of course if you're playing Red South American. Okay, so his passive is, I love this passive. I really love this passive because this passive actually makes your shot even much more stronger. So low flying shots 20%, and his main skill is at 490 low shot as well. So if we add 20% to the 490 momentum, it's gonna be 588 momentum, which is insane. And add to that a low ball good, that's 12.5% extra shooting power. This is insane. This guy can probably guarantee you goals on every low shot that you shoot, pretty much. He also has a flying drive shot A and a flying drive pass A, which are both very good and can be transferred to other Naturezas if you need them as well. This card is amazingly good. If you're gonna play him, I think giving him a 1-2 and a pass is really good, so you can actually go past the midfielders, the DMs or DFs, and then you can give yourself a low ball as well. You can pass it to yourself and give yourself a low ball, and that's pretty much a definite goal. This card is really good. I rank him the 3rd best Natureza card so far in the game. Too bad it only came up in the Brazilian banner as well. This is I really wish it comes back. I really want this guy. Even though I have the Dreamfest, I still want this guy. He's pretty good. I went back. Sorry. So the next card, which is the legendary card, this card it's disappointing, to be honest. It's really disappointing. So the stamina is pretty good. The attack is great. 20k, defense 17k, physical 19.4k, these are really, really good, especially because the physical is all above 6k, tackle over 6k, all the attacks over 6.2k. It is amazing, as you can see stats. However, the passive and the main skills damaged this whole card altogether, and this is why. Before we limit break, let me tell you about why this card is bad. First of all, it gives you 10% to non-Japanese. It's good. That's good. He's non-Japanese. Gives you 10% non-Japanese. That's good. Now the passive, you need Tsubasa with you. So team skill doesn't give Tsubasa 10%. However, if you put him if Tsubasa in, he gets 10%. Okay. And what about the main skill? Oh, it needs Santana with you. What? How is that? This is. This card is all over the place. It's a non-Japanese team skill with a passive that requires a Japanese, with a main skill that requires a non-Japanese. This is just messed up. Also, it's a 475 only momentum. That's it. A Brazilian Dream twin shot with Natureza, Santana, and a legendary card for 475. I mean, this is a legendary card, and the very first card for Natureza, the Dreamfest, is a 510 shot. This needs at least to be a 500 momentum, at least 500 for these complications. So this why this card is not that great, in my opinion. It's all messed up. I mean, it's messed up right and left. So I don't recommend, even if you get this card, I don't recommend using him unless you don't have only him, of course. So he has also a new Brazilian football, a 1-2 that you can also get from SR cards. I think this is the only Natureza that has lightning interception through 25, which is a pretty good interception for an A skill. Now for limit breaking him, I suggest just a 25, 25, 22, 22, 3, 3. The basic forward dribbler, passer, 1-2 limit break. However, just don't even play with this card, to be honest. It's really bad. So the next one is the one. I like this card, to be honest. I really like this card because this card has a 19k attack, 15k defense, 15k physical. Look at his shot. It's 7.2k. That's big. And his pass is 7k. His intercept is 6, and his power is low, to be honest. However, it's good. It's good. I think it's good. Now, this card Mercaplay, he excels, of course, in shot and pass as usual. Natureza can excel in all three or two of these things. So he has a high intercept, high shot, high pass, high power, okay power, and okay technique. So now let's see about his skills. His skills has 15% with Santana, which is amazing. Now 15% with Santana, this means that his attack is 19. 332. So if you give it a boost of 2.20%, 15%, okay, 15%, he becomes 22,231 as an attack. That is insane. That is big. So his shot will be, let's see, his shot will be 8,597. That is just if you have one player in the field, which is Santana. That is good. That is really good. His team skill, on the other hand, is amazingly well. I like the skill. Why? Because it gives you 10% for stats and stamina. Now this skill is really good for South American green that has a catch and low stamina, which so far doesn't exist. We only have a punch Salinas. So this card also helps the skill players, whichever, either it was South American or green. So for example, if you have a mono green and your GK is Wakabayashi, he gets 10% extra stamina as well, which is amazingly good for his catching skills. So you can actually play him for two full sets, and he's not gonna lose a lot of momentum. Also a lot of stamina, which is good. I like the skill. I think he is the only player that gives 10% color and stamina. I don't remember reading any other characters. If there are, please mention me in the comments. I need to know if there are any other skills that has the same criteria. Now, sorry. Now look at his high skill. His high skill is 510. It's a 510 flying drive overhead kick. That's insanely good. 510 is insanely good. Also, add to that, his high ball is good. So that's 12.5% extra strength in the shot of that. So it's insanely good. This card, I like this card. This card is good. This card is strong. Only of course if he has Santana in. If he does, even if he doesn't, it's okay. It's okay. But if Santana is in, I think he's a beast. Because adding to the 15%, a high ball good, and a 510 high ball kick, it's really good. Now for the limit break, I think it's good to have 25 shot, 25 power, 17 technique, 17 pass, 17 intercept, and 16 technique. Only if you're gonna give him a intercept skill. If you want to give him an intercept skill, just go with the usual 25 shot, pass, power, technique. And I hope this covers it well. He already has a shot, a ground shot, a high shot. So you could give him a low shot as well. A low shot and a dribble. No, dribble won't be good because his dribble is really low. So I don't recommend giving him a dribble. It's probably good if you give him an intercept because his intercept is 6k. I think it's viable to give him an intercept. Anyway, just play him forward and just give him a low ball. Just send the ball to him and he's gonna score pretty much. I like this card. So the next card is it is a new Brazilian football. It's a 290 momentum, which is good for an AAT 1-2 by himself. By the way, this is why I love this one too. It's by himself. You don't need any other players to use it, which is pretty good. You can get him from the usual gacha transfers, the transfers. He can come up with one of the SR players. So the last card, which is the latest Dream Collection card, the Prodigy Frolics on the pitch. So I made a video about him when he came out a week ago, 2 weeks ago, about 10 days. So this card is amazing. It's good, and I think it is the best card with Natureza right now. Second best card is the Dreamfest. Third best card is the World Cup King Football, and the fourth card, I'd say the green one that we just reviewed. I don't like the legendary one. I really don't like it. So with this card, as you can see, he has 18k attack, 12k defense, and 17k physical. Now, this guy comes in at the second half because he has a super sub 50%. That's 50%. Do you know what that means? That means that his attack is gonna be adding 50%. That's 27k. 27k for attack. This is insanely good. It's insane. I remember the shot becomes 10.8k around that. It's so wow. It's just wow. So his team skill is also pretty good. It gives you 15% for non-Japanese World Youth. By the way, World Youth, non-Japanese, 15%, or All Japan World Youth 5%. So I like this team skill, especially if you're gonna make a full non-Japanese World Youth. And he came up when there was an event that you can get an non-Japanese 15%. Non-Japanese 10% physical, which is pretty good. It goes well with the non-Japanese World Youth players as well. Also, he goes well with Levin, the legendary as well. Because Levin legendary needs. Never mind. He needs. Actually, he does. However, I remember Levin needs European World Youth, so he can actually be viable. So yeah, that's one other episode. Anyway, he has a Miracle Dribble 475, which is I think it's the second highest dribble. The very first one is Sweet Dribble 490 for Diaz. Oh, I love Diaz. Anyway, he has a Miracle Flying Drive Shot A 365, and I think it's the strongest single shot as an A shot in the game. I think so. I'm not sure. Comment and let me know if there's actually a stronger one. He has Aura Curtain 325, which is a very strong tackle as well. Now, this Natureza is only viable if we put him in the second half because of the super sub, and he becomes insanely good. He just racks in goal after goal after goal. He's pretty much he's gonna save you in the second half. Trust me on that, because he gets a 50%, as well as all these his hit abilities that works very well with his stats as well. Now he has a stat handicap resistance, a 5% reduction to stat handicap effects versus toughness type non-Japanese players. So if non-Japanese players try to debuff you, he he handicaps you by 5%, so he saves 5% from those debuffs. He also has a sharp angle shooter. Now, a lot of people tell me, why does he have a sharp angle shooter if most of his abilities, the ground shots, doesn't lose momentum even when shot from that angle? The reason why, and I believe so, that if you give this guy a high shot and a low shot, which they both can lose momentum from a tight angle, this hidden ability will work extremely well with those shots because those shots can only, well, mainly can be gotten from three ways. One, if you get a reflected ball. For example, let's say you shot from far away and one of the defenders hit the ball and reflected it to the next to the goalkeeper, which Natureza is there, and he got matched up with the ball in the really tight angle, which happens a lot. So you don't need to actually trap the ball and try to position yourself. You can just shoot from that angle and just it's pretty much a goal. Also corner kicks as well. Corner kicks, it helps extremely well. So this I like the sharp angle shooter, especially if you're gonna give him a high and low ball as well, and he becomes a beast in the pitch. And you can actually exchange the A shot with an S shot from the Dreamfest, which so he can have like 4 special skills, which I think is okay because he only comes in as a substitute. So he mainly is gonna play only one set, so one half. So the one half, it's enough to use all his stamina, especially because he has 1.1k stamina. So it's enough to have 4 S skills. Because the other S skills, the high and low ball, you're not gonna use them frequently. It depends on the situation you're in. So he with the hidden abilities, let's continue. He gets a dribble range enhanced, which is insanely good. He already has a really high dribbling skills with the substitute, and he has a high speed as well. So he gets a miracle. He has also a miracle dribble as well, 475, which is still very high, and a 275 momentum, which is low. And he gets a dribble enhanced range, so it's just insane. For example, let's say your dribble goes from here to here, okay? So the enhanced is gonna get you from here to here, and that's very, very good. So you could basically get the ball in the. So let's say this is the center and this is the goalkeeper, okay? So you can pretty much give the ball in the middle here as well, between the center and the goalkeeper. And once you do one miracle dribble, you're probably gonna be here, and then it's just a few steps, and you can just shoot inside the penalty area, and the GK is gonna be doomed, especially if he's a Wakabayashi, because he also gets a 5% against Wakabayashi as well. This Natureza is good. This Natureza is insanely good. He also adding to all that, he also gets a full power gauge up if he gets golds in. So the more golds you get, the more you're gonna get the full gauge up, and you get criticals as well when you activate the full power. So this guy is insanely good. This guy he's a turner. He's gonna turn the game upside down, and he's gonna guarantee you at least 2 goals in one half easily. So For giving this guy a limit break, you can give him two limit breaks. However, I recommend only one. The first one is 25 shot, 25 power, 22 dribble, 22 pass, 3 speed, 3 technique. This only depends if you're gonna give him a 1-2, which I don't think it's good to give him 1-2 and 2 as well. But the one I recommend, I highly recommend, it's 25 shot, 25 dribble, 25 speed, 25 power, because speed and dribble will work extremely well with his magic dribble, as well as enhance range dribble. This is insanely good. This guy is a beast. He is gonna simply guarantee you goals left and right in the second half. And this is the player series for today's Natureza. I hope you guys had fun, got a lot of information about Natureza and his cards. So as you can see from all of his cards, he's mainly a scorer more than an enabler. He pretty much gets the ball and scores and just dribbles 1-2s and scores. Now, the very last part I was going to talk about is the difference between which is better, the Dream Collection or the Dream Fest. Now, there's no one better than the other. Okay, I think they're all equally great. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Why I say equally great is because this Natureza boosts your whole South American team, which you need, which you really need. South Americans are starting to have a good hidden ability characters, so 2% is very much needed for Salinas. Salinas is one of the worst goalkeepers so far in the game. Even Morisaki is better than Salinas, unless he gets a Dream Fest soon, which I really hope Salinas gets a Dream Fest soon. So this guy is an enabler for your whole team, as a support for your whole team. He gives them 2% stats up. He gives them 5% auto intercept. He gets recovered and goes and matches up too many times with the opponents. So he's pretty much all over the place. He plays for the whole match. Now, the other one is as good, and he's not an enabler. He doesn't support your team. He supports himself, so you can get goals. Pretty much that's it. So you can have so the both is really good. You can either have the red one to get you goals in the second half, or you can put the green the blue Natureza to support your whole team. The defense, midfielders, GK. GK really needs those stats buffs, by the way. So yeah, this is the two difference from these two Naturezas. I think they are equally great because they both help in another form. You can't really put them next to each other and say, oh, this is better than the other. No, I think each has their own different ways of playing and different way of actually giving a positive impact in your team. So this is the player series. Let me know in the comments below what type of players you want to do. I already did other players. If you can see the playlist of the player series, it's included in the playlist. I did Hyuga, I did I think Schneider I did, and I did Matsuyama. So I did a couple of people in Arabic. However, I can do them again in English if you guys want to. Let me know in the comments what kind of player series you want, and if you like it, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe please, and if you need any of the series, just let me know. Give me feedback. I'd love some feedback. Thank you guys. See you later, and bye bye.